Everybody, this is Grace, and I wanted to do a video. I'm going to do a video, this one, about an update on that spooky story, kind of that really weird kind of situation with that car. Now, since this is a separate video, I should give a background about it. On a Halloween night, some car was parked at the end of our driveway, but on the other side of the street. It was parked legally. It was legal for them to park there, but it makes it difficult for us to get out of our driveway, okay, because the roads aren't all that wide. They're wide enough for two cars to go down them, but still, someone parked there, it's going to make it difficult when we have big SUVs. And there's a corner there, which makes it worse because there's a curve not too far from our house, and people can't see us, backing up, taking their time trying to back out of there when they're coming around that curve. Some of the younger teenagers, they drive a little bit too fast. It's happened. They have had to stop short more than once, a few times actually, because people would park there and make it so difficult. Yeah. So the car was left there Halloween night. Okay. And it stayed there for days. And it was a car we've never seen before. Had no idea, we have neighbors, but I don't know. Anyway, it was kind of strange because the last day that it was there, and I think it was there until the next day. Well, I can't remember. But it was weird because I was having to back out, and maneuver out. And I'm talking so close that I reached my hand out and could touch it. Okay, I could have reached my arm out, hand out, and touched it. It was that close, trying to maneuver out of my driveway. Well, when I drove, that time, what I saw was the car was covered with flies. Okay, now it had been sitting there like abandoned car. It was not it was not an old car, or anything that looked. The car didn't look weird, but it was just that we didn't know whose it was. But covered with flies, yeah, that was weird, very weird. I was backing out as it happened, so I called Adam. I was backing out, and then I was going to the store. So I called Adam, and because I was kind of freaked with a car covered with flies, and he went out there, looked at it. He said, yeah, it's covered with flies. And anyway, whenever it was moved, then, like the next day, it had been there for days. I don't know what happened. Well, now I kind of know what happened, and we didn't know until the other day. But the other day, what happened here, not here, but at home, was one of my neighbors came over and asked me if this was my dog. Well, the dog tried to run in the house when I opened the door, and I said no. She looked just like Grumbling Gus, that passed away in June, our dog, Black Lab, just like him in the face. Oh my goodness, it was unbelievable. But yeah, it wasn't ours. So somebody had lost a dog, and the long story short on that is, I kept the dog after a whole bunch of stuff. I kept the dog at my house until the other next door neighbor on the other side, the young woman, she found a poster, and so she called the guy, and he came and picked it up. He was so grateful. He came back with his son and brought me a poinsettia. How do you pronounce that? Poinsettia? Yeah. But that was a whole day ordeal there. And in the middle of it, the young woman on one side, the neighbor, I told her about that situation because I had a suspicion it was somebody that was either her friend or their family's friend. Okay. And basically, she had come over. It's a really long story about the dog, but she took the dog to try to find who was the owner, and I'd already told her that if nobody claimed the dog, that we'd keep the dog until we could take it to a vet and see if it has a chip and all this stuff. Okay. So she was going, she's a young woman, probably early 20s. So she was going around the neighborhood trying to find the dog's owner, and she thought she knew who he was in the first place, who she belonged to, the dog. And anyway, when she brought the dog back, because she said, I don't think it's theirs, She brought the dog back, and the dog's name turned out to be Lily, by the way. And she was standing, inside, and we were talking, inside the front entranceway of our door. And we were talking about things, and I told her about that car. I said, it was really weird. I said, do you know whose car that was? And I said, and I let her know, I said, when people park behind our driveway like that, it makes it really difficult for us to get out. So, of course, we noticed the cars, how long it was sitting there. That's the way I kind of put it, which was true. And I think she got the hint at that point. Don't let any, people, because her mother runs a hair, she let out. Her mother is a hairstylist, and she took it from her, I think where she had it, something happened to the ceiling or something, and her boutique, whatever it's called, salon, I meant. So she now has it in her home. Well, yeah, that means a lot of traffic in and out right next door to us. So, that way she knows to tell them, it was a very polite way to put it, not to have people park behind the end of our driveways to make it difficult for us, because they're running a business out of their home, and you can't run businesses out of your home in our neighborhood, the HOA. So, yeah. Run a business out of your home that would have people like, customers coming over or something. Like she has people coming over to have their hair done. So anyway, and he is a business owner himself. Her husband, not the young woman, but her husband is the older woman who's my age. Yeah, he's a business owner, and he always has people coming over. So yeah, we didn't sign up for all that as the neighbors. But I was very polite. She really was a really nice young woman. As it turned out, she was very religious. But she let the cat out of the bag about, and she didn't realize, she started getting nervous that it was her brother's friend's car. Okay, let me explain. These two these parents that are our age, they have both of their children living there again, who have spouses living there, and then they all own businesses, all four of them, the family. And also their their significant others, husband or wife, I don't know, one's a boy and one's a girl, I don't know. And now they're adults, okay? So yeah, lots of it. But anyway, the son, he had to go to some kind of conference in California, and somebody, his friend, or I don't know, co-owner, whatever, came to pick him up, and they drove to the airport together. Okay, so the guy left his car there on the road behind my driveway at the end of the driveway. Now, why it was covered with flies, I don't know. I did say flies earlier, right? Yeah, covered with flies. I still don't know. And I told her, I said, well, maybe, he left something, in the back seat or something. And she goes, well, maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. That doesn't sound like his car. And that's too many days. Yeah, she had let the cat out of the bag, and she was trying to cover it up. But I think she got the gist. So it had a good ending, is don't park at the end of our driveway. Don't let people, park there, because we're going to start complaining. Yeah. Because you shouldn't be running a business out of your home. Businesses. Four at least. And then at the same time, I think there was one, her sister-in-law also runs a business, and they run it out of that home. Now, yeah, not a good idea. Okay, and just for the record, that's the neighbor that keeps getting in trouble with the HOA. The neighbors, yeah. And it's not us calling on them. No, they have somebody who lives across from them that will report you for everything. And we have somebody on the other side, the guy who actually found the dog in the first place, he's like the neighborhood watch. And then across from him is people seem to, people around my age, I'm 55, their adult children seem to, tend to live at home still. Yeah, there's something messed up there. But that woman's son I think he's a police officer. So yeah, it's not good to really do things that you shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Just thought I'd tell the end of that story. But as far as it is right now, hopefully nothing else. But if you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would, and I'll talk to you all in another video. Bye.